The first thing I thought when my mother told me I was going to spend my 8th grade year at Omega Middle School was, I don't want to go to another hippie school. I want to try something different. At least to go somewhere where I was actually familiar with the kids and the teachers would be nice enough. Now I was going to be thrust into unknown territory with weird kid-led conferences I later enjoyed, a class called Gender Mysteries I later enjoyed, and on top of all of that, I would be having to deal with something I dreaded on every level, drama. Never enjoyed that. My experience in school right before this year had been lonely, depressing, and long story short, let's just say that I basically missed an entire year of social development. Weird thing is that I actually like to talk. I enjoy it, really. It's just when the day I'd been dreading all summer came, the initiation day, I think that's what it was called, the first thing I thought when I saw all those unfamiliar kids was run away. That was an awkward day. Maybe if I had known more people in the school ahead of time, it would have been easier to open up to new experiences. But I hardly knew anyone. And the people I did know, I didn't know very well. I suppose what I'll take away from this very interesting experience is that a tight-knit group of friends will make you the best person you can be. Not that I didn't know that before, but this year really reinforced that concept. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that I eventually opened up and made a nice group of friends because, well, I didn't. But I did see the friendships between others this year, and that alone, seeing everyone happy enough that they aren't afraid to be themselves, made me feel good. I've always been kind of introverted, with an unusual personality, at least that's how I see myself, and I don't know how other people see me. They most likely just think I'm really, really shy. Sometimes I wish things had gone differently here, that I had been a bit more friendly. It's not that I'm shy exactly, it's just that I'm distant. Rainbow Community School welcomed me with open arms, but unfortunately, I wasn't as open to accepting anyone at the time. It wasn't like my school year went downhill from there. In fact, it didn't really even go anywhere. Socially, I was basically stuck in a rut full of my anxious worries and protests of a fight in my mind going, oh, what if they don't like me at all? Maybe that's why no one ever talks to me. Or, ugh, I feel so stupid, I should never say anything. It was, despite my social issues, very fun and entertainingly humorous at Omega. Maybe that was what kept me from feeling down at school, all the funny, crazy, and hilarious people that I met. Trust me, it's very easy to get distracted when you're in an Irish pub where your class takes up the entire building with middle schoolers here and there throwing napkins, laughing, and sipping at their drinks, waiting almost half an hour to get their food. Or another example would be sitting and waiting for the teachers to call everyone to get into their tents at a camping trip. All the while kids are running in and out of the forest, yelling and holding flashlights to freak people out. Maybe it was the complete wackiness and humor coming at me from all directions that made all the assignments bearable. Then again, it may have been a bit distracting. It is hard to concentrate when there are kids having piggyback races down the hall. Another thing was the teachers, the referees, or maybe I should call them the law enforcers in the middle of this big mess of teenage kids. At first, I simply thought of the teachers as a lady who doesn't like teenage cursing, hippie guy who everyone's afraid of, a perky lady, the helper person, and the science teacher. However, over the months, I have seen that the teachers at Omega really genuinely care for their students and want them to grow up to be successful and happy people. The teachers guide the students and don't force them to do things they absolutely hate. They give them other options to work with. That's what working with the 7 domains is all about, isn't it? Living and growing in all sides and aspects of learning while still challenging yourself in the process. I may not have accomplished that much here socially, but mentally and academically, I feel like I've gone the distance. Thank you for being in my life during my 8th grade year, most of all the teachers, for always, most of the time, being patient and very understanding. I may not know what my future will be like, but I do know that I will remember this experience in my years to come. My name is Eva Lim, and tonight I graduate.